Shalom Uvracha. Our very first encounter with Avraham Avinu, who is our founding father of the Jewish people, is with the instruction of Lecha. Hashem tells Avraham Avinu, go from your land, from your birthplace, from your father's home, to the land that I shall show you, which is Eretz Canaan, Eretz Israel. However, there's something fascinating here, because in fact, our very first encounter with Avraham Avinu is several psukim earlier. And that's where Terach, Avraham Avinu's father, he takes Avraham, he takes Lech, which is Terach's grandson, and he takes Sarah, his daughter-in-law, and together they go forth from Ur Kasdim, their original place of residence, to where? To Canaan. They're on the way to Canaan. However, they stop on the way, en route, they stop in Haran, and then Parashat Noach finishes with the words, Vayamas Terach beCharan. Terach dies in Haran. Then Hashem appears to Avraham Avinu and says, Lech Lecha, go forth from your place to the land. Meaning, Avraham Avinu was already on the way. Terach took all of his family, all of his nuclear family, and started the journey. And Hashem tells Avraham Avinu, complete the journey. It's a journey that you were already making, now complete it. And the question is why? Why does this foundational instruction, our very first encounter with Avraham Avinu, the first mitzvah, the first action that Avraham Avinu does, has two aspects. It begins with a natural decision made by Terach and ends with a divine instruction. Why is this? I think perhaps the understanding is that Terach appreciated the good of the land of Canaan, the land of Israel. The Sforno says, and Midrashim explain, he appreciated the elevation, the virtue of the land, certainly relative to Ur Kasdim, and therefore he left his place of residence towards that goodness. However, he didn't complete the journey, because the completion of the journey of good, of humanity, of all of us together, needs to happen together with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, together with Hashem, who is the source of all goodness. And in fact, our very purpose of Avraham Avinu and the nation that stems, that draws from the covenant made between Avraham and Hashem, our purpose is to take the goodness in the world, the physical goodness, the goodness in terms of morality, in terms of values, and to relate it back to the source of goodness. Hashem tells Moshe Rabbeinu, Anochi ani a'avir kol tuvi al panecha, all of my goodness I shall pass before you, and I shall call by the name of Hashem before you. The name of Hashem represents all the goodness that is present in the world. And our job is to recognize that, to take all that's good and to relate it back to its source. And that's how we fulfill the basic purpose of, as Ishayahu says in chapter 43, Amzu yatzarti li, this nation I've created for myself. Tilasi yisaperu, they'll tell my glory. How do we tell the glory of God? How do we do that? By relating the goodness of the world back to Him, back to its source. And that's what Avraham Avinu does. The goodness is already there. The journey has already begun. They've already embarked on this journey. But the completion of the journey has to be with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I find this message, this idea, to be profoundly relevant to what's happening today here in Israel. There's a tremendous demand, a claim from Israeli society towards the Charedim, towards those who are called Charedi Judaism here in Israel. And the claim is, be a part of Israel, be a part of the army specifically. Over the past year, we've experienced hundreds of fallen soldiers, lo aleinu, we should know no more sorrow and no more hardship. Thousands of wounded, tens of thousands of families who are crying out for relief from all of the hardships that they're experiencing with fathers away from home for months and hundreds of days at a time. And the cry to the Charedi society here in Israel is to participate, to be a part of it. And I'd like to say our response to that has to come, number one, from a place of close connection, a place of deep understanding, a place of profound belonging. These are our brothers, not from a place of defensiveness, not from a place of estrangement, Khalilah, but beyond that, from a place of opportunity. There's tremendous good here in the land. We live under Jewish sovereignty, the miracle of Israel. We live with institutions, with an economy, with branches of government, with everything that's ready. However, all of that good was established in the main by Jews who were not deeply connected to their roots in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to their connection with Hashem, predominantly by Jews who consider themselves secular Jews, Jews distant from the tradition. Today we have an opportunity of being a part of it, of connecting all of this goodness, relating it back to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, back to its source, to infusing it with the kind of content that we've been developing for 75 years and for much longer before that too. And this is an opportunity of returning to Avraham Avinu, to the opportunity of Lecha. We're here in the land. We can be a part of it. I'm not saying that's an easy task. Of course, it's a complex task. It requires tremendous thought. It requires a lot of conversation with others who are not necessarily on the same page as us. Yet it's possible. We need, at the very least, to take the initial steps of trying, of being in conversation, of finding the arrangements that could make this possible, of actually realizing the purpose of Amzu Yotzartili Tilasi Esaperu, telling the glory of Hashem through all of these incredible and miraculous infrastructures that we are a part of and that we live within. And Halavai, express a wish, dream, a hope, and an aspiration that we should be able to fulfill this promise. We should be able to rise up to the challenge of these tremendously fateful times and to connect back all of the good that we have here to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to be a part of it and to experience the good that Hashem gives us and His final redemption of the Jewish people. May it come speedily and in our days.